Good evening and welcome to the last match of the day for Dota 2, or at least for me, most likely. It is, well, we have a disconnect from the captain from KP, that is not good. But in case you reconnect, I will still continue going. It is a match for 4PL. It is the semi-finals between Quantic and KP. We've seen these two teams performing very good in the previous couple of matches. I mean, they are part of the last four that came off 128 teams that participated in total in this cup today, and I do think that we are gonna have ourselves a little remake. And if we don't, actually, by the way, I am joined today by Docs as a co-caster. Welcome to the cast.
Hey guys, how's it going? Yeah, I've been casting a lot of games today. I definitely happen to be here. You've definitely seen both of these teams, KP, doing really well, as well as Quantic, and so this is going to be a really epic match, and I'm definitely excited for this. Yeah, like she said, I'm pretty sure Asana's not going to be able to make it back in time, so we're going to have to make a remake. We already waited like 5 minutes for this team to be complete to join this game, so yeah, whatever.
Whatever.
We got all day.
Indeed, looks like we are gonna indeed.
Oh! So that's a troll.
Whoa.
Look at that. He reconnected at like 2 seconds. Okay.
That's
like,
the weirdest intro for a game ever. It's like messy as hell. Oh yeah, messy. A lot of messy. Very messy. Anyway, he is gonna be the one to have the first pick, so hope for him that he's gonna be there in time to actually do something with that. Let's see what he's gonna be having as the first pick. So just to recap for a second, because in case you also weren't paying attention because you thought there was going to be a remake. This is 4PL Cup. This is the semi-finals. The finals of this match have a total prize pool of 400 euros. Winner takes all. That is what these teams are fighting for. The finals of this match also won't probably happen tonight. We do not know yet when it will happen. It will depend on, of course, which of the teams make it through and when it is when they are capable to play the match. And that the finals will be a best out of 3 series. This is still a best out of 1. They only have one chance to get into the finals. And we see some bans. We see a Rubik and a Naga Siren, as well as a Gen ban coming out from Quantic, which is quite surprising that they are the ones to ban that out, since they are not the ones that have the first pick. That's a ban that we normally see from the ones that have the first pick. Of course, they don't have to ban the Naga Siren out anymore because it is KP that bans that out instead. And as Doc already said, I mean, these two teams have been performing very well today, so I'm curious to see how they are going to be going up against each other. It should indeed be a very good match, though. Excited to see this.
Yeah, it definitely should be. Morphling is the next hero that gets banned, so they don't really want to deal with any of the other carries, like Naga and Morphling in this case. So they're definitely leaving out the anti-mage, so at least leaving out a bunch of heroes that can oppose the anti-mage. The only one that's left in the pool that hasn't been banned is the Luna and the Faceless Void. Faceless Void goes really well against anti-mage just because they both are really strong DPSers. And as for Luna, Luna's I would say is kind of special. Okay, Luna just does really well, especially it forces enemies to kind of jump in there to fight, and she actually with her Eclipse can actually do really well. But obviously she needs a really easy early game, and if she gets bursted out easily, she goes down. Let's not talk about that because we're not really sure which one is going to get picked yet. Enigma is their next ban, so Enigma just a really versatile hero if you ask me. He can jungle, he can be used in the off lane, and it's just a really strong hero if he can be played right. We have seen in a number of games today that Enigma just doesn't really play that well. Like there were times where his black hole just doesn't really make a difference because there was absolutely no follow up afterwards, and there are times where Enigma just was pretty much in every single team battle. Invoker is the first pick by KP. You see this like in a lot of games where Invoker's not being picked. If he's not being banned, that he's going to be picked first, and this is going to leave a lot of heroes that Quantic can be picked up. The TA is still there, that can be picked up. The Titan is also still there as well. Same with Leshrac. So all those heroes can be used to be picked with their 2 picks. But I think TA would definitely be their word of choice or hero of choice at the moment because it's a really good counter to Invoker in the laning phase.
Yeah, you do forget to mention the Darkseer, though, who made it through the draft here, as that's normally a hero that we see banned out first. However, we did see him lose today, feeding against the Morphling, but no Morphling left in the game. Darkseer is indeed going to be the one to be picked up first here, combined with the Tidehunter hero that we see picked up early on as well. And with the Enigma already banned out by the same team that picked up the Darkseer, I'm not sure if they were expecting to be able to get the Darkseer, rather thinking that KP wanted to go for it, having to change their strategy around slightly. But still going for teamfight combination with the Darkseer, and Disruptor very wisely picked now picked up by KP. Otherwise, they probably would have lost it to Quantic, because Disruptor and Darkseer is of course a very strong combination. Vacuum into Kinetic Field into Static Storm, and that is just painful. Into Ravage even, if you want to combine that with that as well. And the Anti-Mage will be picked up by KP here. And they already banned out the counter for it, the Anti-Mage. They will have to deal with the Templar Assassin though, once again being picked up here. Quantic gonna make hopefully for them better use of it than their opponents in the previous game. And yeah, let's see how that is going to go. We're going to go to the next ban again for KP. Let's see, what do they want to ban? They want to ban out the support. They want to ban out, because they have 2 solo lanes already, and then they have the Tidehunter there to combine with something that is going to farm. The ranged here. Oh my god, is it going to be a sniper? No, it's not, but it would be fun. What do you expect for them to pick up?
Oh, I would definitely not say sniper,
No.
because both teams has a lot of jumpers, you would call it. The Templar Assassin has with the Blake, and there's Anti-Mage, and there's a lot of speed speed heroes as well. Darkseer and Evoker are fairly quick if the Evoker does go for Wex. So if you have a really position heavy carry, you would definitely not want to be. You would not have a good day in this case. And right now there's the current lineup, or the current metagame, just favors these kind of blink and speed kind of heroes that just really gives a bad day for people who relies heavily on positioning. Lich is being banned on the dire side, or they really don't want to deal with the Lich, because the Lich in this case could be able to shut down whoever is going to be going into the long lane in this case, which is going to be tough for them. We're not really seeing which hero is going to be picked yet, but CK gets banned. That's really a smart choice, because they don't want to be dealing with the CK against the Anti-Mage. That 4-second stun on Anti-Mage, and he'll be just as good as dead, especially since they got the Templar Assassin as well, who deals a very large amount of damage at a very short time. And with coupled with a really good stun, then yeah, whichever hero they want to kill, it would be killed. And back to the Disruptor pick. Would you think that that pick was more of a deny pick to prevent the Team Quantic from having that wombo combo, right?
Yeah, I think so, and of course he is a good one regardless. I mean, if Disruptor is gonna get, we saw it in the previous game also, if Disruptor is gonna get harassed by a TA, he can just glimpse her back, and even though we have seen TAs taken down the Disruptor before the glimpse actually went off, it is still a good counter. We're gonna see a Brewmaster in this game again. Let's see if KP can use it better than the opponents of Quantic in the previous game. And but yeah, I do think the Disruptor, it is a good support, and we do see them banning out. We do see Quantic banning out 2 extra supports because they're expecting maybe an aggressive trialing coming off from KP. But I have to say, all jungle heroes are still in the pool as well, apart from Chen and Enigma. So I mean, Enchantress is still in the pool in that case. Might be picked up here if they want to go for that semi-trialing perhaps. But yeah, I do think Disruptor. It's a good support, and if you can also disrupt, pun intended, the lineup from Quantic in that case, then it is indeed a solid one to have. And they go for Leshrac. Leshrac making it through to the pool so long, not getting banned nor picked until the 4th pick here for the 2nd picking team. So doing a very good job of staying in the pool, I guess. And we have a Keeper of Light being picked up as the last support from KP. And let's see what Quantic is going to complement their lineup with. I mean, they have a Leshrac Tidehunter lane, which could be a good duo lane. They could even go for a tri lane with that and still have their hard carry being there. But which one would it then be? Maybe a Dragon Knight, which would still be which is still in the pool. Maybe something more like a Faceless Void that we saw winning last game as well, which Quantic did play.
Yeah, at the moment, the Keeper of Light, I've got to say, that was a very smart pick by them, and it's actually going to be a winner, so they're not going to go for a late game at all. They're going to try to end this by the 30-minute mark at most. The winner in this case could be used in a tri lane and then put a Darkseer into the suicide lane, Or what they could do is put the winner in the suicide lane, have a duel lane like you said, and then put Darkseer in the jungle. Either way, they're gonna try to make something happen before the anti-mage gets way too farmed. As for back what I was saying about the Keeper of the Light, though, the Keeper of the Light in this case is really smart because a lot of the heroes on the Dire team relies on kind of gaining ground and running around. So Keeper of the Light with that mana leak is actually going to catch them out of position, going to leak all their mana, and then also the also the preparation with the Illuminate is actually going to do a lot of damage, given that most of the team on Team Quantic wants to kind of run in, and they're going to obviously run into Illuminate, and then they will be forced back up, or they'll have to commit themselves and then get counter ganked instead. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this is going to be played out.
Yep, and we have another pause, but I will go over KP in the meantime because they are complete. We're waiting for Quantic to set back up, and once again, Mysterious Invoker guy is going to be playing the Invoker. We have seen him play the Invoker more often today, as well as yesterday, as well as doing morphling for one of the games, but he does play good Invoker, and that is what he is going to do, as this fountain is really making a lot of noise. Just moving to the side slightly. We're gonna see Koikva again on the carry, this time on an anti-mage for his team KP. We're gonna see Asuna on the Keeper of the Light, in case you're wondering what these letters mean. Apparently, I'm not, well, actually I have no clue if they mean Asuna or not.
That's how you pronounce it, but it's supposed to be Asuna, basically. So it's very close. It's very close.
Well, Asuna it is.
Yeah.
That is easier to deal with. It's gonna be Brumas played by Pus. Dota 0 is Pus, which you might remember from Ubelst. And Pylida is going to be playing the Disruptor for the Radiant team on KP, as we have a disconnect coming off from 1437, so we will have to wait for him to come back, because we only know 2 heroes of Quantic so far. Who's playing what? You can guess, actually. You can guess. Go guess. Guess who's playing what on Quantic, apart from Universe and Pinnacle?
Well, 1437 has been playing usually the solo support, so I would expect him to play either the TA or something else. Unfortunately, I don't really know too much about this team, so I can't really make a guess.
Okay, well then I won't put you on the spot.
You can guess though.
Yeah, I can guess. I can think Brax on the TA actually. Actually, yeah, Core Brax on the TA. Windrunner is going to be played by the other person, with 1437 on their Shrek. That is my guess. If Windrunner's... I'm thinking Windrunner Trilane, actually. That is why I'm thinking that. Windrunner being the one to farm on the Trilane. If Leshrac is going to be the one to farm on the Trilane, it will be Braxton Leshrac and TA played by Korok, I think. Connecting to the Dota 2 network, restoring Steam. That's what he's doing.
Oh, I hate when that... yeah. I hate when that happens. So when you restart Dota and then it gives you that connected Dota 2 network, it just takes forever. Yeah, Korok usually plays the AFK carry, but in this case we don't really have one, so it's really hard. Yeah, it's really hard to know. He might still be farming and then getting that winner, and then maybe farm a little more, get that sheep stick. It's still a fairly valid legit item to get.
Yeah, taking our time, we got legendary Quantic. Oh, yeah, that gives us a good time to check out the pings. That's actually good. Ping! We have got Quantic Pinnacle on 81, Coracle 44. Wow, they're having a nice time there. Universe, however, is on 118. And it is the KP guys that are at 200, 166, 272 for Asuna. That's a lot. And it is definitely Quantic that is in favor for this ping, as in really much in favor, as in insanely much in favor. And I have to say, one sec, we still have to check. 1 sec, Koikva, because he is the one to do the last hits, and that is something. I mean, he's got 200 ping, so if we're bitching about anti-mage not having that much farm, then we can have that as a reason. Because that is a difference. As 200 ping last hitting on an anti-mage is not really all that fun.
Yeah, that's gonna suck. But at the same time, the entire team of Quantic is having some pretty high pings, right? So, I think KP is gonna do fine though. going to do fine. Even if the anti-mage is going to have some farm. The most important part is whether or not he's going to be able to farm up before Quantic makes their push into the enemy's base, pretty much. They got a lot of aggressive pushing potential and ganking potential as well, so we're going to see how much or how well can Kaipi defend against that. What do you think about the lanes are going to be for KP in this case?
For KP, it will be a disruptor together with an anti-mage, and Keeper of the Light, I think he's going to go with them as well. So they're going to have well, maybe Brewmaster, Keeper of the Light, that could be a potential lane up, but we did see Brewmaster solo laning the hard lane earlier on, and even though he didn't pick up boots this time, he did pick up a stout shield. You might see him going solo there, but Keeper of the Light is actually going to go there. So 2 dual lanes, 1 solo lane for the Invoker once more. And we are out of our mystery that we had earlier. It is going to be Korok on the TA, with Brax on the Windrunner, and indeed 1437 on the Leshrac. And we already saw Painted Gold on the Tidehunter with the Universe on the Darkseer once more.
Yeah, and actually they're checking Roshan for some reason. Actually, I think they could have actually went and made a Roshan attempt because of the TA. If she levels her meld first, they can actually make a go on it. But I guess they decide against that. It is possible. Just saying.
Yeah, they need something to break it up though. Yeah, he brought a toy again towards me, so he wants me to play. But I'm gonna ignore him, see if that works this time. Which might or might not work. So we have the Windrunner indeed on a trailing with the Leshrac and the Tide. I do think that the Tide will be going towards the bottom lane, so it is indeed a trailing with Windrunner farming here, with Templars as played by Korok mid and the top lane for the Darkseer, which is actually quite unusual that we see the Darkseer on the easy lane, but it will mean that Universe will get some extra time to farm, extra room to farm, and we will not see the Darkseer that we saw a couple of games ago that was just sad and died a lot in the meantime. Bottom lane, anti-mage's gonna go on the Tidehunter, blinks away now that he knows that there's gonna be reinforcements. And Disruptor is gonna just check if they find something. They have the ward there, so no creep spawn there. That is to be expected.
Yeah, this was definitely a good approach coming from Quantic. They want the tri-lane to be able to go against the anti-mage. That's their role. They're going to be able to shut him down fairly well. Whereas if they put it on top, they're going to the only person that they're going to shut him down is the Brewmaster, and they're going to let the anti-mage farm. And in this case, they're going to make sure that the anti-mage doesn't have that easy of a farm, and that would mean that they will delay his B-Fury, and they have a bit more time to kind of push, or perhaps even try to out-carry during the mid-game. Winner might need to get a fast, I don't know, 4 staff into Hex. Obviously not Hex. It's a little too ideal. As for TA though, if she can get her Blink Dagger, that can actually do quite a bit of damage in the mid game as well. Now looking at back at mid, it is going to be TA versus Invoker though, so that means the TA should be able to have a fairly easy time. She's already almost 10 gold away from her bottle, so she's going to be able to get that. And then after that, it's just going to be easy lane for the TA. As for top, it is going to be Darkseer versus Panda. Darkseer at the moment does have a lot of tanking potential, and because of the Ion Shell, and he's against a melee hero, that means that the Panda's got to play a little bit careful. Look, that every single time he goes into lane, he's going to take a few hits from the Ion Shell.
Yeah, he's not too worried though, at least not enough to keep the Keeper of the Light around to move towards the bottom lane to ensure some extra farm for that, oh nice Illuminate, for that anti-mage, but the Gush is on there, eating as well. Braxton in the meantime taking a Thunderstorm, but it's going to be Keeper of the Light that's going to be the one to have to run fast, and Power Shot helping out, and Leshrac picking up the first blood. Leshrac himself with a lot of damage though, but Kinetic Field is not going to do anything here anymore, and they won't pick up a kill for themselves, so 1-0 in favor of Quantic. As I have to say, I mean, for the Radiant side, their main goal is to hold on long enough until their anti-mage is big enough to deal with the lineup of Quantic. And I do think Quantic will be in favor of the bottom lane and the middle lane as well. The middle lane is already getting around. Look at that Invoker having to run from this TA. Issa Tango still has 2 left, but doesn't have a bottle or anything just yet, so he really has to be careful. I'm not sure what just happened.
Some trash talking going on, no problem. I think there was supposed to be a clarity on that Disruptor, and it got cancelled. Maybe I think that was my theory. Yeah, in this case, they're gonna be the Radiant side needs by any means necessary to be able to shut down or make sure that their anti-mage gets some farm. And right now it's not going to be easy because they do have the Keeper of Light helping them out, but Keeper of Light is going to be using Illuminate, and what is Illuminate going to do? It's going to push the lane even further away. That's going to make it harder for the anti-mage to be farming to get some farm. Right now they're just trying to win this lane by making sure that nobody dies and the anti-mage can actually get some levels. And to look at the amount of denies going on, if I can count the number of denies coming from the dire side at the moment at the bottom lane, there's 10 on the Windrunner and 1 on the Leshrac. So that's already 11 creeps denied towards the anti-mage. Anti-mage only having 6 CS within the past 4 minutes. That is not good at all.
Nope, not at all. And Disruptor in the meantime low on mana, but Keeper of the Light has to use the Chakra Magic on himself. He's only level 2, only level 1 of that Chakra Magic. So he needs to get a bit more before Paladai can have some mana again. And if it wasn't his Clarity potion that got kicked off there by Quantic, then he's going to be very frustrated with that. We have nice rune control here by Kork as he picks up a regen rune. And still Invoker is not really caring about that. Invoker is going for a tanky build though, going for plus wax, making sure he can at least survive against this Kork who is having boosters at the bottom. He's doing a good job. He's 24 for 11 in the meantime, with Invoker being only on 8 for 2. Cold Snap there, but look at the damage that Invoker took to have that. I mean, he can't really do that much anymore, but his health spikes up really fast though. I mean, with his second last tangle as well, helping out there. In the meantime, on the bottom lane we have some issues going on. Some from Leshrac doesn't hit. Power Shot does hit. Leshrac doing a lot of damage, but taking a lot of damage as well. Will go down. Disruptor picking up the last hit, but Disruptor goes down to the Windrunner. Anchor Smash still goes off. Anti-Mage now has a fleet, still has a Blink Dagger. A blink away if he wants to have that. Power Shot doesn't hit anything anymore. The Brax didn't know who to go for and just went for the middle line. Didn't catch anybody with that TP in again. In the meantime, middle lane, Invoker goes down finally towards Korok. And I have to say, I say finally because he was just getting outlaid hard by this Templar Assassin. Templar Assassin level 6, and she made it show. She landed the trap. She got a kill. Showing that she is victorious in that lane, and you have to wait to see if Invoker is indeed going to go back to that middle lane to try to get some more last hits, or he just leaves it at that. But he is moving back to the middle lane again, as we see Brax getting harassed a lot on his bottom lane. Kinetic field up there as well. A lot of action going off in this game with an anti-mage, which you normally wouldn't expect. Look at how his horse says. Leshrac having to back up, but so does the anti-mage. Still has to blink up. In the meantime, Disruptor does pick up the Leshrac still with his Thunder Strike and gets the kill on the Tidehunter as well. Kinetic field will make sure that the anti-mage won't get followed, or will he now? A glimpse back from the TA, who was sent back towards the tower, and anti-mage will indeed be victorious, or at least able to back off with his life, which in this case is quite victorious. 3 for 3 on the kills, though. I mean, Leshrac went down there, as well as the Tidehunter, and that is, of course, something that you really don't want to see. The only comfort is, it was Disruptor that picked up those kills. And he got boots now, but still not that big of a loss, I would say, gold-wise, that is.
Yeah, but that boost is going to come a long way, because this way he's not going to be easy. He's not going to be as easily ganked by the TA, which during the mid game it is actually a really valid easy target for the TA to go on. Other heroes to go on, well, you can't really go on the AM until you get a Blink Dagger. You can go on the Keeper of Light, but the Keeper of Light does have the Blinding Light by level 6, so that might actually be a little bit of a hindrance. Panda, yeah, definitely not a hero you want to go on. Invoker, you've seen that Invoker can handle himself if he casts Ghost Walk, but that you gotta wait for him to throw a bunch of spells first, so that his Invoke will be on cooldown to not Ghost Walk. Karak now is going to be getting some farm at mid, possibly waiting for the next rune, because there's no rune at the moment. It was taken by the Invoker, who took the Invis to go on top, and now he's going to come back mid because he didn't find a valid target, and they're going to try to make something happen here. They don't have any detection, unfortunately, so here, what is it going to happen? He did get trapped, but Disruptor is not even level 6. Here comes a counter gank, that's the Slitter, takes out Invoker immediately, no problem at all, and now they're going to continue diving here. Tia already ran out of, he's going to get glimpsed back, but he's going to continue chasing. No! Yeah, very, very good idea. Oh man, be careful there, Asuna. Gotta be careful. He's gonna use that, and he's actually gonna hit. He actually goes in, try to hit. There's gonna take a few refraction. He is gonna get the kill, and with the Magic Seed charge, he is gonna be okay. Very nicely done.
Yeah, big kill there for Korok in the mid lane, and I do think that Keeper of Light should know that. Why do I hear sounds? Was that you?
Oh, sorry. I was because NTMH got the haze rune. He's coming over and he tried to kill the
Sorry.
TA, but unfortunately, not gonna happen.
That
That's
didn't
why.
really sound like you, so I was confused.
I can change the tone of my voice, but I
Ah,
think.
okay. No, my bad then. NTMH haste rune will be making it back to base at least. It looks like I was lagging for a second, or at least I dropped some frames, but now it's even again, so everything should be fine once more. But yeah, that was Korak. Just I mean, 3 for 0. That's not something you want to see on that temporary assassin, who already is a hero that can snowball fairly easy. And the only thing they can do now for KP is damage control. And hopefully for them the anti-mage farms enough. Hopefully for them, the Brewmaster, like I said, he's not really a gankable target, so he'll be fine. He's got his mana boots now as well. He's got 48 last hits, which is actually pretty good for a solo laning Brewmaster. Even if he's in the Darkseer is 54-1 right now. But he got just a couple more last hits than a Brewmaster, but not as much as you would expect with that harassment that an Iron Shell can do. And his anti-mage that's going to continue farming on this top lane, thinking, what Brewmaster can do, I can do too. We're going to see Keeper of the Light in a lot of trouble. Didn't think he would run into 3 heroes there. Dodges the stun, but will still go down. The Shark picking up the last hit. Brewmaster there, though, he has the split if he wants to. But does he want to? Glimpse back from the Leshrac will be enough. I think it will be. Look at that damage. Thunderstrike there as well. And that is a kill. Disruptor picking it up once again. Disruptor 4 for 1, by the way. Killing spree for Pile Die. And Brax as well as Pain of Gold on the way out. Or at least back inside the lane. We do have from the back. Oh, hello Korok. Hello Medallion, of course. So they want to go for Roshan pretty soon. But before they do that, hello, Brewmaster. Or maybe the Disruptor is going to be the target. Shackle does ledge, and Pilot Die will die in 1 hit. Melt damage there, and they turn their eyes to the Brew, who has to use his split to get away. Will he turn around? Will he be able to do this? Temporary Assassin taking a lot of damage from that Fire Panda standing close. And of course, that Fire Panda will make sure that the Refraction pops up very close. Nice counter to that, as that is a good one. Shackle on the Fire Panda. Make sure she doesn't chase down the TA, but TA just turns around to the Keeper of Light and 2 shots. Asuna, he can't go anywhere anymore without being ganked by this TA, and Brewmaster will at least be safe, but she still got 2 kills on that bottom lane, and with that medallion, she will be able to get a solid Roshan there as well with melt damage. Helping out.
Yeah, and then you see what she's doing. She's delaying it during that time to kind of get melds in, and that will get the cooldown off the medallion as well as her next meld. And she's actually going to be able to solo this. This is very interesting to see. Unfortunately, she did miss her next meld because of the fact that she's only got 1 range on silence at the moment. That's going to be changed eventually as well, kind of juking the Roshan a little bit. Now they're going to need some help to kind of finish this off, but this is going to be a very easy Roshan, and I don't think the Radiant side knows about this. This ward here is a little bit far. It's not going to see this entire Rosh pit, at least at the stairs here, so they're going to be able to take this Roshan without them noticing too much.
Yeah, they could have known though if they saw the medallion, of course. That is usually an indicator that the TA indeed is aiming to go for Roshan. But then again, at the time they started, there were a lot of heroes dead. The Disruptor wasn't there, the Keep of Light was picked off, and they didn't really want to go for that without those 2 heroes, I would expect. In the meantime, top lane is having some issues. It's the anti-mage that is getting harassed here by Universe that has a surge on. He's trying to dodge the Iron Shell though, doing it pretty well. Does miss his last hits, but he's gonna be is at least doing better than he did on the bottom lane. That is basically it, which is all he can hope for right now. I'm wondering when Universe is gonna leave his lane. He hasn't done so yet. He is doing good on last hits, actually topping the charts at 70 last hits. Some of them are jungle creeps, though, having to point that out. But is doing pretty well with that as well. Keeper of the Light will harass the creep wave. But a level 9 Brewmaster, also something you don't really want to jump in anymore unless you're called a TA. But he's been getting some levels on the top lane, like I said. I mean, his top lane wasn't all that bad for him at all. And they might be able to get some extra harassments here in on his tower. Power shot will clear out the creep wave though. That will help for sure.
Yeah, they are going to try to make a push at the bottom right now, but unfortunately the waves just keeps on getting pulled back by the winner, and winner should be okay in this lane because she's got the phase, but she's got the Ring of Bacillus. She should be able to stay behind. Now here comes a glimpse into the Ion Shell or whatever trap, but unfortunately there's not really a follow-up. There's a splitter on the Disruptor. Disruptor gonna go down so easily. He is just pretty much food for the TA at the moment. And now they see Asuna. They're gonna go on Asuna, one more hit, and he goes down. And with that, they can transition this into another, well, get a tower kill as well. But now they can continue pressuring this as well. They're going to force another TP, possibly from the Panda, who does have his ultimate up at the moment. So that's probably what's going to happen real soon. But before that happens, they're going to deal some damage. Look at the Edict working, doing work on that tower, and Karak overextended a little bit. But this is just to ensure that people don't touch the Leshrac or the Darkseer in this case. But seems like they're already backed up. He's going to get blitzed back. Is there going to be a trap though? No, unfortunately there is no kinetic field to trap that, and they just repelled this push. That's pretty much all they did.
Yep, and at least their tier 2 tower still stands, but only on 474 HP, which is really not that much. I mean, one Edict there from Leshrac, and the tower will drop. In the meantime, top lane, we do have a Tidehunter that is level 6, so we might see a Ravage anytime soon. Perhaps to get a kill on this Brewmaster, but then again they have to wait for the ulti to go off first, otherwise they have to have they have to shut him down the whole time, which might be a bit too hard for him at this level. Quark is gonna hide himself in a meld, and we'll be fine against the harassment that came off from from Kaipi. See, Antime is blinking himself into some bushes, but I'm sure that was unintentional. He will be continuing his farm in the mid lane, because farm is what he needs. If you look at his last hits, if you look at his gold, he's really not doing that much. The only upside that he has is that he hasn't died yet, and there's the blink away, I think. There we go. No blink just yet from the TA, so she can't follow him. Did use the medallion on him. Trap is going to hit as well, 50% slow, but she's not going to dive it just yet.
She has 3k gold. I don't know what is she trying to save up. She could be getting a BKB, but at this point I think she's doing so well, and she needs yeah, they're just doing so well. She's doing so well that she might as well just get a Blink Dagger and start picking people off. It'll be so easy. They got another tower at mid now. That's so much gold towing towards her. That's almost reaching 4k. I don't know what she's waiting for, but BKB is 3,800, so she might be going for that. Oh, Asuna is getting chased right now. He's only got boost, so one hit from TA, and he's gonna go down. Continue running here. Where's this side trap? Or yeah, there's this side trap, and he goes down. Easy.
Yeah, just like the Tidehunter on the bottom lane, who did use his Ravage to try to get a kill on the Brewmaster, but Brewmaster is going to be able to TP out of there. The blinks go off, they know where he is, but now he is gone, and now he will be safe at the base, even though they don't think that goes for the rest of the people here. Hello, Invoker. Shackle doesn't hit, will be going into invisibility fast enough. I'm not sure. Silence is there, and he indeed goes down. Vacuum into the Static Storm, and both of them go down. As does the tower. The chase is on, and they pick up the Keeper of the Light, who just TP'd in again after dying on the bottom lane. He didn't even buy it back. He was just alive again, TP'd in, died again, and that is 2 quick deaths for the Keeper of the Light. 3 deaths on the bottom lane, and the push is going to continue, even though there's there's mana, I guess, for the Edict with the stick charges at level or 7 stacks there, so he might be able to do that, and that will be a level 4 Edict as well if he manages to pick it up. There we go. Doesn't even need the stick charges, just needs the mana from the mana boots from the Darkseer, and they can't really do that much against it. Darkseer is going to TP out of there. Edict will still pick up the tower, and that is 3 towers going towards Leshrac in the last 5 minutes. Mid tier 1, top tier 1 by Brewmaster mid lane. He already had his ultimate on cooldown from earlier, and then his Templar Assassin picking up another kill, and a tier 2 from on the top lane also went to Leshrac, so he's got a lot of gold in himself. And as a support Leshrac, that is basically the best that you can hope for. I mean, you can't really last it all that much, but with those tower kills, you can make sure that you can do as much as people that have got those last hits.
Yeah, right now, Leshrac has managed to pick up the components for a Bloodstone, turn into a mana boost just for now, and then he's only 2k off from his Bloodstone, so that's gonna be so good for him, so that he can just go into battle and then not get focused down. And at the moment, though, because Karak is just attracting so much attention that the Leshrac, the winner, none of them is actually getting targeted, and now they're going to try to chase another one. Very nice force tap into Shackle Shot, and Chain's not coming in. He goes down really easily. Karak is at a beyond godlike streak, and this is just absolutely ridiculous. They're going to be making a push towards mid now. In the meanwhile, Tyler getting ganked at top, losing a lot of HP. Where's the Mana Void? Mana Void not doing enough damage. Glimpse back, and he is going to go down to last hits. No problem at all. So now they're going to try to look for a trade, but this is going to be a T1 for a T2, so it's definitely not going to be worth it. And in fact, I'm pretty sure they can actually TP to defend top at the moment, but they're not going to. They're not going to. They're going to threaten the high ground instead. And with the Shreks continuously using Edict, they can take down this very, very quickly. So KP needs to come back and defend this right now. Oh man, TA is trapped right now, but unfortunately she does have the Aegis, so no, she doesn't really care about that. Now the entire wave is going to be destroyed, and they're going to be backing up. Now let's get a check on that anti-mage's farm. He is sitting at 1200 gold with a perseverance, so he's almost got it. He's 1400 away from B Fury. That's not bad, but it is already 18 minutes. That's pretty slow. Okay, yes, it is very slow. But he definitely had a really bad early game though, so you got to give him that for actually being able to try to squeeze some farm in. At the moment, he's not really going to be able to find any farm in lanes. There's heroes everywhere in lane, so he's going to try to find some farm in the jungle, and he's not going to be able to find any. He's not going to like it, at least.
Nope, he has even got less net worth than the Brewmaster. And considering Brewmaster was solo top, who did pick up a Blink Dagger, by the way. Tornado EMP going off. Invoker, though, gonna pay for that one. Templar Assassin beyond godlike. Leshrac gets blinked in, and there's a Keeper of the Light. Illuminate going through. Quakefa looking for a kill, though. Blinks in the wrong direction. Won't be able to pick up the Leshrac anymore. Keeper of the Light still goes down to the Darkseer. And Brewmaster gonna try to TP out. Will be in time, though. No, he won't be. And he's gonna regret not using his split to do that. Anti-Mage, the only one left alive, who had to blink into the Roche Pit to be able to TP out of that one, and Leshrac, being on such low life, able to get out from that situation pretty big, and we see Quantic pushing through to the mid lane, and yeah, this Anti-Mage is just not going to be able to carry his team. It's just... and it's not even that Korg has gone that much out of control, because yes, he's out of control slightly, 13 for 0 with the Daedalus, but it didn't start with that, to be fair. It started with shutting down that anti-mage so hard, and they succeeded in doing that. And considering the Brewmaster, who's on a solo lane, has got more net worth than an anti-mage, which is quite surprising. Tornado EMP going through actually stops them from taking damage from the horses. The Invoker still going down to the TA once again, beyond godlike. And it is a 2-shot, 1-shot, Keeper of Light still going down to the TA. Even though the glint was there, it was not enough from the Disruptor to stop Cuddle from going down, and we do have the Tier 3 tower going down as well, and they can't really do anything on this. They can't go in. We do see Anti-Mage fighting, trying to farm. He's gonna try to farm the top lane because he knows he can't do anything in the middle lane. The waterfall is coming, and this is... let's hear those tears.
Oh my goodness, the trash talk.
Well, it is of course one thing that we have to note, again in combination with the Anti-Mage. If you have a farm heavy lineup and you know that you're not going to be playing on even ground ping wise, then that is gonna be not a very smart decision. That might have impacted Quake's farm also, not getting those last. It's Cold Snap still going off on Pain and Gold. Pain and Gold will drop there to keep off the light, so they get an extra kill on top of their 6 kills. They now have 7. But yeah, it's really not doing enough right now. And the official GG has not been called yet, but I do feel like the GG kinda has been called slightly. Brax though in a lot of trouble. Vacuum into Leshrac. So look at this damage, and that is, I think, the first time that Universe joins this fight. They will still be able to pick off Brax. They will be able to tornado on Korek so that he can't chase it anymore. Brewmaster on the wrong Earthbound. Run for your life. He's gonna find Korg still. Another tornado will help out. Korg back though, blinks away, knows that he can't stay there anymore, but what can he do then to defend his base? Nothing really. Damage is just gonna go through. Brax, who actually picked up Boots of Travel. In case you're wondering why he's standing here again, he bought back and picked up Boots of Travel and is back on his bottom lane. Help his teammate clear out the base. Shackle does not match Keeper of the Light. Oh, you don't need a Shackle to go down. Oh, Vacuum still alive though. I have to say I'm quite impressed. The Blinding Light really helping out. Now he dies. Windrunner picking up the kill. And Korg just gonna try to maybe farm that fountain slightly. Glimpse back. Shackle does let the Brewmaster together with the Disruptor Power Shot going through as well. And the stun and the Ravage. And that is 2 dead. Anti-Mage only one left alive. And Anti-Mage, he's not even there. He is still farming on the top lane.
That was triple kill from using side blades. That was spill kills as well. That's pretty insane.
That is pretty
that was
insane.
really nicely done. You really want to see some one-more combo. That was pretty much it. Unfortunately, it didn't really make that much of a difference this game. It was just kind of for show after they already pretty much already won this game. Yeah, so both races are down. AM instead is going to be just play around. It's going to be just AFK pushing top, but he's got nothing. He's got enough for a B Fury, but coming back from back from two lanes like this, it's just not possible.
No. Not at all. Definitely not. Especially not considering they just got wiped in their base. And actually it is Anti-Mage that just died to a Leshrac. A solo Leshrac killed off the Anti-Mage. He bought back instantly. That's what he used his gold for. Battle Fury now up on the Anti-Mage as well. But I think it's a little bit too late there. Collab there. Templar Assassin doing what she can. Getting locked inside a kinetic field as well as a static storm. But she doesn't really care. She doesn't care that her mana gets burned, she just wants to kill stuff. Look at that damage, and then his anti-mate's already down. NKB completed upon Quark, just showing off right now. And it is the Ancient that's going to be harassed here by Brax, as well as by Painted Gold, as well as by Universe. And that is going to be GG. That will also mean that it will be Quantic that will be going into the finals for this 4PL Cup number 11. We do not know yet when this game will be, but I will be able to give you the information as soon as the teams have made their has made their decision. It will be I'm not sure yet against which team they are, and we're going to see if the second semi-finals has already finished, because this is the semi-finals. It is a best out of one. The finals will be a best out of three. My name is Sheever. You can follow me on YouTube, youtube.com/SheeverGaming. Please subscribe. That really helps. And where can they find you, Doc?
They can find me at youtube.com/DocsDota. So yeah, I make some replay commentaries usually, and I also stream sometimes. Just play some regular pub games. That's pretty much it.
Okay, well, thank you for co-casting for me today. I enjoyed it, and
yeah, thank you for giving me this opportunity. It was definitely I had a blast.
Yeah, no problem. And yeah, we're gonna just jump ourselves out of the game, and gonna be able to let you know when the next match is gonna be, as in when the finals is gonna be for this 4PL Cup number 11. So stay tuned if you want to know that, and otherwise have a great evening.
Good night.